always seem to go wrong, don't they? We do a little red, but we mix it in like it's paint. So, boy, I need more lavender. I tell you guys that right here, right now. You heard it here first. Oh, I don't have my fan on. Oh, let me put that on. I like to keep that airflow going in here. There we go. Ooh. Oh, hello, you Mert. Well, I'm tempted to both swipe this or blow it. It could so go either way. I'm going to try just a simple swipe. I want to lose that much. Oh, boy, that grayed up a little bit. I might come back in with the blower. I'm just going to come across here real quick. Just a little bit in there. And I can't say that that's gorgeous the way it is, so the blowout might work with it, but I kind of like the idea of getting it together. I'm sure I'm going to use the swiper a whole lot on this one. A whole lot. That bottom came out so pretty, but the top, not so much, huh? I think what we might do, we need to add a little bit more paint in there. Got plenty. Let's pull some out of there. Just going to pour some right. There's almost no paint here at all. So I think that's what's kind of goofing me up a bit. Oh, I did bring a bit more down there. Let's pull that up there. And let's get that in there. This is a small one. Let me check. Oh, now that ended up pretty there. That's what I'd like the whole thing look like. What is up with this center thing? I really can't say. Oops, stop it. I don't think we've got enough to do much that way. I'm just not liking that top bit at all. Let's see if we can just smush it. Well, it's always something, isn't it? Been thinking about it. I think I would like something more gentle in general, so I think I'm just going to swipe the whole thing across real quick. It's got some pretty things there, but I don't think anything that's that critical to lose. So let's try that again. I wanted something a little bit more subtle and gentle for this. I don't want this guy to be the main focus of this. It's something that's supposed to be in the background, as it were. Get this swiped as well. It's not too bad. Let's just give it a little bit of a, let's let gravity do some work down here as well. This side here is going to be a little tricky. Where I swiped from is going to be a little tricky, although it seems to have plenty of paint. So we'll give it a minute to see. And just get a very gentle little sky going here. You know, I'm running out of paint here. And I don't know that I've got enough to stretch down there. I got any to throw on there? Oh, a little bit. Oh, not as much as I thought. I don't do this too many times because that's going to go totally gray on me. Like me itself. Like me, the thing will go gray if I'm too... Oh, boy, there's nothing there either. Okay, and I'd sort of like to swipe that again. And go across one more time. Oh, I hit something there. There's something in the paint there. In the center, I can feel it. Okay, that is not as far off to have to stretch the paint as it was. Boy, there's a lot of gook in there, though. I'm going to have to see if I can get that out there. There's a lot of debris in here. I don't know where it came from. Must be one of the paints has a little bit of dried paint or something on there. I'll see if I can lift it off. Sometimes I can. Yes, those are hard little lumps in there. Not sure if I lifted them off or not. That one I got, I think. Sometimes when these dry, I always put birds up in the sky, so sometimes I just make them into birds after they dry. If there's any little weird lumps of paint in there. It's a weird thing in general. This is a little strange here, so I'll just work that out there. Sometimes they get those chemical reactions and kind of weird stuff happens. It's not too bad. There's a little bit of weirdness there. I'm going to bring this back the other way. See if we can smooth that out a little bit this way. Not working as well as I thought. There's a big old lump there that's just sitting there. This over here is a little strange. I'm going to try this blower again. Oh, there we go. Wow, do I feel like that's what I wanted? That it would work, I should say. It doesn't have to be necessarily what I wanted, but would it work? I'm the first one to say sometimes it knows better than I do what would look good. One of those little blobby things. I don't know what that is. I should figure out which one of these has that and do something about it. The problem is with those little hard things is this paint's quite thick now because it's wet, but it will dry and then it won't be thick and those things will just stick right out of there. Well, you know, it's a little unusual, not quite what I was thinking, but I think I might just press on anyway. Now, is that, I think that'll be good enough for what I want. All right, I'm going to do now a little layer of pine trees back here. Oh, that's blue. Thought it was the green. Okay, so I'm just going to put some darker color along here. Oops, I didn't want that line. thought it was a stick. Oh, that's funny. Oh, thank you, Hubert. The only thing is, I said I thought the sky would be fairly subtle in this. I wasn't thinking it would be like the focal point. But you know, if it ends up that way, who am I to judge, really? In this, we're just doing our customary kind of a line of distant pine trees back here. So I'm just giving it some vertical sweep. And I got a little taller, this one a little taller still. All the way up there. I'll put some extra color in here, I'm not sure. That's got quite the variety I might like on this thing. Second taller one here. First we'll do it this way, and then I'll see if I want to do more. Those actually look pretty nice. Okay. I'd like to add a little blue to that green. I keep wanting to put that blue in there, apparently, and I was just determined. Kept grabbing it, and I finally did grab it. Let's leave that there. Actually, that's all pretty nice. I'm going to put some of that down there already. I have to put this down here already. I need that later. What I did with that. The idea of a little bit of this color sticking in there. That might work, I'll see in a minute. Now, let's need another little pile of paint down here. Maybe more distant.
not a bad little tree. Another one over here. I might need to add a little bit more paint down in there. You know, it's funny sometimes to reflect on. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, I guess, in a sense, although it was quite a number of years, where I would have said I had to put all these trees on after with just regular acrylic. I've come a long way with being able to do these details in with the pour paint. It used to seem so out of control and chaotic, and I'd be afraid to, you know, afraid for what would happen if I tried to put it on top of there. But I guess you learn over time, I suppose, what it's going to do and not do. Here too. So many pour painters are the opposite of me. They come into it through pour painting and then learn some landscape techniques in that. So I think theirs are different than mine. Very good, a lot of them, but it's a different focus. I mean, I have to loosen up and be more abstract, and they're trying to be more, you know, get more traditional elements in there. At this point, this kind of shapes. But we got some vertical in, now I'm basically coming back in and getting in some horizontal. But yeah, that's been my challenge, is leaving it abstract from coming from a traditional background, you know. It's okay that it looks abstract has been my challenge. Whereas somebody else coming from pour painting, their challenge is how to make it look more like, you know, a landscape or something, you know, if that's what they're going for. A lot of them stick with the pure abstract, and nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't seem, my brain just does not work like that. A couple times I've done it, and when I've done it and it's come out like, oh, I like that just as an abstract, I've been quite pleased with myself. But my little brain works more, I guess, in recognizable things, patterns. Pull some branches out of here. That's actually why I started pour painting in the first place, was I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to stop doing landscapes, but I wanted to do something different with them. And I felt this would be a good place to try, and it sure has been. I love seeing the interplay between what the paint is doing seemingly of itself, and the way that I'm working with it to get the effect that I want. And sometimes that means stepping back and letting it do what it wants, rather than what I thought I wanted to do with it. Because that's the beauty of this. A lot of it is letting it do its own thing. And a good medium though if you need to be in control. side. I try and get some paint on the sides so that you don't have to feel like you gotta frame it. I actually paint the sides of the canvas in black always before I start, so that if anything's left, at least it's finished off. That is not looking too bad. We'll get over here. I might come through with the pointy stick and just finish off some of these where they kind of end up in a little point. Sometimes they kind of you think it's great when you leave it, and then you look back on it a minute later, and everything's changed. Everything's different than what you left. All the paint settled differently, and it looks totally different. So sometimes I need to put back on a point on a pine tree or something like that, you know. It's got a little bit lost in the shuffle. Today the weather was, they kept changing their mind what it was going to do, so I didn't know till basically just before I came out here. It's like, okay, I guess it's still raining, and it says it's going to stop, but what I figured is by the time it stopped, I could probably get this whole painting done. And it still gets dark pretty early, so you don't necessarily want to go out after a certain time anyway. So I thought I'd come out here with you guys and get some painting done instead. Try to forget about everything that's going on. Try to make it look a little pine tree-er. Maybe those are even more distant ones. Okay. Let's see if I want to put little points on these things like that. You wouldn't see too much detail back there, but I want there to be a basic shape, you know, that looks a little bit like a tree. But boy, it actually feels good to have it be raining. It's been a little creepy not having rain in January. That seemed very strange to me, let alone not having snow, but we often don't get snow here in the winter. Or you just get it like overnight, one night or something, you know. It's not a heavy snow area, so that part in and of itself, you know, you don't think that much about. But as the time went on, it's like, gee, it's still sunny every day. It just didn't feel right, you know. So it feels more right to wake up and see the ground wet this time of year. You want to have varying heights when you do a row of pine trees. You don't want everything exactly the same height. Or exactly spaced out funny. Oh, hi, Dan. This poor little guy got a little bit lost. Detail in there. It won't look so parallel with the tree next to it. It's probably good enough for that. regular glue. Don't use regular glue. I like it this time. I need a little opener in there. I'm just going to put this down on the turn that off this one. I think this is the other glue. Oh, is it? Yeah. I call that California winter because that's what it reminds me of, is the winters in California. Right now here, this section here. It's okay. Get some other colors in this part. Right, now we'll just get in here. This is a little bit the tricky part. I'm just going to add some colors in here. Seemingly at random. We'll pretend like it's not seemingly at random, but I really know what I'm doing. We will project that. No, luckily we are not. I don't know if it's going to hit here or not, Dan, but it's been sunny and actually quite lovely here every day. I've had no complaints. Every day's been some new wonderland of beauty. So, you know, but yeah, you feel like you feel a little bit like you're waiting for the other shoe. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this isn't normal, and I'm going to say it's not going to last. But you feel a little bit like, okay, something's not right here. Just going to put a bunch of different colors on here. Just I don't mind some of that weird blue. Use this one. It's all in here still. There's not a lot of reason to use this, but every now and then I got something where it kind of makes sense. This is one of those occasions. Like a little bit of this maybe. Okay, is it gonna hit here, Hubert? Do you know? Is it gonna go up or just across? I've been a little nervous about it. It sounds bad. So I've been a little bit, you know, like, yeesh, I hope that doesn't come here. I didn't put too much paint on there. Usually, as you know, I have the opposite problem. I way underestimate the amount of paint I should put on something. This is a new technique, isn't it? I thought I'd see what this did. Sort of press down as we go, see what happens to us. I've got a little too much of the green in there. mix this in here. That doesn't seem to have nearly enough paint. Let's just come in here. Feel my glove going there. I'm not sure where it went in there. I don't think it matters too much because it just gets more of that almost. This is almost like a balloon effect where they use balloons. Okay. I'm just going to do this in places. There we go. So this scene here is based on a recent trip to Finley. And this time of year, Finley gets this vernal pool. And it's just a dark green vernal pool. It's always dark green. But one day I went, and it was sunny out. And it wasn't snowing, but we had frost. We haven't had it that much lately, but we had all this frost. And the frost was lit up by the sun. It was very heavy frost, and it looked like magical snow or something. And I thought, boy, I'd like to capture that, I thought to myself. So that's kind of what we're doing today, fingers crossed. Now, where is that rock? So I've started the green pool down here. Haven't decided that much on foreground. I'm thinking something along the lines of hoarfrost for the foreground, but I haven't full on decided yet. So what I want to do here is maybe bounce back and forth and get some of the lighter colors up in here, and then I want to break up these. What I might want to do is actually add some color to that. But the color of the moss on the oak tree is very similar to this one green that I don't use that often, but that's almost the identical color it is. But I think I might put some down there and just sort of pounce in there. But I might make it a little bit snowier, because what I was thinking was, for that effect, I might use that white I use for clouds and stuff, and use that to do the effect of the snow, the frost. So that's why I've got this layer of blue there. I was kind of hoping to use the white, but then I should try and bring some of these tree branches down back in there. This I'm just sort of messing with it to kind of break up. I put in the lines for tree trunks, but I'm just going to kind of break it up to where it's not just the lines. Maybe there's something in front of them, you know. So it gives the impression of a woodland back here, is what I want to do. And what I'd like to do is have that come up a little bit higher over the trees. So for that, I think I rotate this. It's kind of a mint green. Oh, by the way, this is my new painting, one of my new painting on Psalms that I'm showing. So to replace those tie-dye ones that are full of paint and holes. And then my necklace, that's a piece of agate that I found at the beach. And I put a hanger on it. Basically a line of distant pine trees, and in front of it, these are, in theory, my oak trees. Yeah, no, that storm sounds absolutely wretched for people. No, not a fan. No one's a fan of power outages, and you know that's one of the key hallmark details of it. Yeah, it's been a very warm winter here. Probably the warmest winter I've had since we moved here. I said it's almost like I'm still back in California in their winters. Could pass for that. Now I'm going to take this white and see if we can, if that adds that snowy look to that. And I'll decide what to do with the foreground. If I want to do more snow or more like hoarfrost or what we want to do with that. So I want to do that first, and what I might do is come back in with more tree trunks, but more in the snow, but I've got to put the snow in there first to do that. So first, I think I'm just going to lay some of this white over here, and I'm going to see what it does. Because you know it does weird stuff. That's why we love it. But you could see that the sun was glinting on this frost, and you could see the blue shadows in it. Oh, it was so pretty. I didn't get a photo of it at the time, and I went back and at least got some photos of the lake and the frost, or the pool rather, and the frost, but without the sun glinting on it. But that's okay. It lives in my head. I didn't need it on the. Need the photo when it's in your head. Okay, I'm not sure how much that's gonna keep going, because you know sometimes it does. It just keeps spreading. So let's spread it a little bit manually. I was kind of hoping this would give it that sort of effect of still having some of the blue showing through. But the thing I like about it is you get some of that bright white. If I try and just cover it with my white, sometimes it's not that bright. It kind of dissolves in there, whereas this seems to lay on top a little better. But I don't want it to look like dots. I want it kind of mixed in. Oh shoot, I got some in the pool itself, didn't I? That's no good. I wonder if I can get that out of there, maybe. Yeah, so it's only there, of course, once we start having rain, and it's just this beautiful green pool. It's always an emerald green whenever I see it. And the rest of the year, there's of course, no water there at all. It's a vernal pool. I thought this would be nice, even up against the water, like the frost, which it did, went right down to the water. I am not minding that effect. Seems pretty good, actually. Okay, and maybe get some darker. Oh, I wonder if I got this right. Just use that one. I was holding a paper towel, I'm not holding anything. Okay. I think it might make more sense to have this be like a snow scene and do more like snow. Or like I said, if I can come across with a good way of doing hoarfrost, I'm perfectly happy to do that. Last time I did that with traditional paint. I didn't try it with the blue paint. But with this cloudy stuff, it's hard to say. It might work. Look a little more like branches up in here. Watering it up a little bit more than that, just that green. So I might cover it again with green. To just rough this up a little bit where it joins that other layer. Okay. That's awfully pretty. I think I'm probably just going to leave that color the way it is. Oh, I don't got lighting markers in there. So if we wanted to go with more of a hoarfrost idea, what have we got here for raw sienna? Should be somewhere around here. Yes, I did. It's not that much of a pretty color as I would like to use, but it definitely, it absolutely has its uses. I would never say it did not have its uses. I'm not sure. See how much paint this is. I wasn't sure if I should try and cover it all dark and then come back in with the, try and get the frost look then, or try and mix some lighter paint in now. I'm not really sure. But let's see how much paint I have down here already, and then that can tell us what to do. I'm just going to come right up to the edge of this so that I can see it's got paint all the way, not so much over it. The trouble, if it gets too thick, it'll start gliding over that section. I don't want it to do that. I want basically vertical lines happening back here. Just mix this in with that, I guess. This is a lot of different pretty colors, which is nice. I just want to, basically, I just want to fill in the canvas. Make sure everybody's got paint. Everybody's got paint that needs it. And then this, I want to kind of come around now like a little semicircle, so to speak. I like the effect on the snow. I might want to bring down some of those tree trunks even a little further than I did. The trouble is they tend to kind of bounce back up. It's hard to explain. But you lay them down and they come back up. I wanted to give the impression of the tree trunks in here. Too sure, like I said, how I want to quite go about it. A smaller slider. Just have one a second. Oh, right here. Oh shoot. Getting back to that white in there. That could be frosting the ground, right? That in. Oops. I'm covering all that with I lost my white a little bit there. There we go. I don't really want that to be too much.
What I wanted to do was create sort of a layer. I can try it this way. A layer that looked a little further back. I think it's a little too green. Not quite so much green in here. What I wanted to do is get a layer that looked a little further back. I try my regular white for that. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying so. I got two of these that are very close. This one and another one that was a different manufacturer, but I didn't realize how close the pattern was, but I like the pattern, so I figured who cares. But yeah, and it's these were significantly cheaper than the tie-dye, even if I'd been able to find it. And I decided to try something different. We'll try things different now and then. Good heavens, I'm going to be a painter that's stuck in a rut. That sounds dismal and contrary to the spirit of art. Now, I'd like to, before I thought different, moving in there a bit, I'd like to, it's a little better. I'd like to get a couple more dots of just this funky white in front here. Like this one. Just losing myself a little bit in here. Same thing here, a little bit more of a twist here. Starting with more of a foreground effect in here, hopefully. Oh, you say that was, now we're going to do this, like it's going to work, you know, but what are you going to do? This will be a sort of a secondary layer here and stuff. Sort of throw it all in there. Angle things from time to time too. I don't want everything just straight up and down. It's not the way, it's not how grasses work. I want them to go on top of this from time to time. I have a cap. Ah, there it goes. to pour some light over here. I'm going to take this here. These are very fat. I'm glad by using this very thin tool, I get very thin lines. What if I sit down? At this point I have my regular white, not that cloudy white, because I don't particularly want a lot of spread for what I'm doing here. Actually, now I'm confused what's what. Well, we'll find out. So put the one white on one side and one white on the other, then I know who is who. I want to fill this in white. I still have that dream of having that sort of hoarfrost sort of look to it. And what I might do is mix a little bit of blue in with the white. I think that would look good in the foreground. Move this to one side. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to see what you guys are seeing, because I might move things around a little bit. Oh, you're a little bit off, aren't you? Boy, that thing is very bright, isn't it? Okay, then over here, let's see if I can mix up some blue and some white. Or maybe I'm not a little happy with it. I might think about, oh, I did not shake that up. Must be a different blue than I thought I had. What's that other blue I had before? That's this blue. Different blue. Now see, it all worked out because it came out funny and it wasn't the right blue. It's the only way I knew, but I did that. So I have two on kind of these colors, and then I've got one that's kind of a all in burgundies and that, which I actually wore the last time I was out here, but I don't think I commented on it. It's kind of a burgundy mix of colors. Oh, let me go back. Looking at what you guys are seeing and not what I wanted to see. I must say, I gave myself a little bit more sky area than what I thought, and the sky's a little bit more, shall we say, dynamic than what I thought I was going to do, but, you know, that's okay. We're basically doing what I wanted to do. And sometimes that's, you know, that's something you can go for. Sort of plant shapes from time to time. I want a lot more white in this area. Oops. I heard there was a new series with Mackenzie Crook from Detectorist, but it's not starting yet. I think it starts in February. So it sounded like some kind of fantasy show.
but I hadn't gotten that far of looking into it. I don't remember the name of it now. I wrote it down though, so I'll remember if I see it come up, I'll know what it is. If I look up Mackenzie Brook, it'll come up, I'm sure. Oops, a little spot in there. That's okay. Just put in a big little spots. These coming up over the top of that. I got a long way to go here. Oh, true enough, Umert, but it still sounded like something that we definitely want to check out. I mean, all of them can kind of go either way. I've even seen Don French go, you know, something like, ugh, it's a little, can be a little bit of a downer even. Or that, what we do in the shadow sky. Tycho Wakiti? These are ones that really you don't know what's going to happen there. Stephen Fry. But you try them out and see what happens. But yeah, they can be surprisingly... well, that's always been classic of comedians, have that dark side, you know. It's always been talked about. All I'm doing is putting the red and the white. I'm not getting any white on there. That's what happens with this white. That's why I often use that other one. This will look okay if I... What I might even do with this is come back in after it dries and put more of that hoarfrost look to it. We'll see. Oops. It ended up very red when I put it that way. I'm going to get a little more feeling of the layers back in here. Let's go to that tree too. Stuff that I do. could be. Does he have a great big beard in it? And it's something about he goes to create a fantasy world or something. I'd have to look up again, but that does sound possible, but that's what I saw. But I thought it said it didn't premiere until February, so I didn't think anybody could get it yet. But sometimes IMDb, they just talk about where it premieres here, so it's entirely possible that you can get it. We get literally years behind. I'm just going to put this here so I can put a layer of paint down in here. The thing I like about this as opposed to the stick is I can bend it, so I can make like curved grasses in here quite quickly, which I appreciate. I feel like overall it doesn't have quite enough of the white in there. I mean, it's not undoable the way it is, but I don't have as much a feeling of the layers that I wanted. That's alright though, because it could be like you're just seeing the front grasses really. To give that still like to get that tree in there, I'm thinking. Because after it dries, I could always pounce in some other whites or something. But I think I would like to try and get that tree in there. Now, where's some dark brown? There's the black. Did I cut you guys off too much with this if I leave it like this? Let me check. That's still pretty good, isn't it? There's the whole thing is still there. It's a little bright. I've got it on the auto exposure, just not on auto focus, so it shouldn't darken as it needs to. Let's get that, and then I want some brown. Although you can use red and black. That does as good as brown, really. Is that brown? I can't even see it. I think it's gray. But yeah, red and black will make a nice move. Sometimes green and black, or green and red, of course, you know. There's various ways in which we play. Green and black sometimes will go yellow sometimes. But red and black definitely, if a person's just wandering around here going, I have no idea where my brown paint is. Put a little of that raw cyan in there as well. That would be fine. That works. Okay. I think I'd like to get a tree in there. Now I said that would work, but now that I look at it, I don't think I'm that happy with it. Well, I shall continue to scan for that brown. It could be here somewhere. Oh, I see it now. Yes, I have been seeing him. I've just been missing him a little bit at Finley, not like getting, like just as it's melting. You know, just that few minutes that's so pretty where the sun starts melting on the frost, so it's all like sparkly because of the sun. Oh, so beautiful. So yeah, I've been lucky enough to get some of that so far this year. It's always something I look forward to, is seeing the frost. did that. I have to pay better attention on this one. If I slide up on that green, it will not have a good effect. Here I should. Right at that seam, I don't want to drag it. There we go. If I drag it through, it'll drag the green up with it, and that just doesn't look right at all. Oh, I dragged some of the white down in there. I was watching one thing and messed up something else. Lost my tree there. It's going to melt back in there. Now here what I might do is swap over to that other one and see if I can do some branches. Maybe the smaller one yet than this one. I'll put a smaller one out. That's not too bad either, really. It's down to 3 more branches. If I want to do anything like any moss or foliage on this guy, or just leave them bare. I'll just leave them bare. I think any smaller ones will go sweepers. There's one pretty small. Didn't want a teeny one, but I want a little bit smaller than the one I was trying to work with. I got a big glob of paint there. That will have to be a bigger branch somehow. I can make it larger. And that helped. Too bad. What I do is next. happy with this one. That could be it. When I get back in the house, I'll look it up and see if that was the name of it. It definitely sounds like it could be the name of it from what I remember. Boy, so many services, huh? Hard to keep up. And they'll all get one or two shows that you really want to see. They seem to be trading a bit back and forth, though, I noticed. Like, The Good Place was on Netflix, now it's on Peacock, then it's going to Hulu. Maybe they've sort of accepted they should work together or something, I don't know. Some sort of nefarious thing going on with it. But I kind of wish I had a little more of a feeling of a layer here behind it. I'm not sure how to do that at this point. See if I can create a secondary sort of layer back here. It's a little late in the game to try it, but you know, we got nothing else going on. We can do that. And then layer those other things back on top of it is what I'm thinking. It just seems like too much of one thing and then the other. But yeah, you know, in a way, I can't see that it couldn't be that. I mean, it seems odd he would be in more than one show of a similar theme at a time. So I think that's got to be it. You know, I do think I like that better. Now, I know we have to do some repair work now because of what I just did, but overall, I think it did create a middle layer. So I think next what we want to do is come back with a sticker for this thing. Where'd I put my paint? It's all gone. Get some. This into more of a, let's see what we're coming in. And then come back over in here, and we'll redraw this back up in here, I think. That's what we need to try and do. You come in with the, and then this one, back in with that one. something sort of reaching above there. Yeah, I think that's a little more of creating a secondary layer in there, a middle layer. I think so. Let's hope so, because it's there now, boy. It's not coming back out now that it's there. Is it not too much? Feels so much, with the darker. The days are getting longer, but because of the rain, it seems darker. It starts seeming darker and whatever.